Ah, bonjour! Je m'appelle Jean Calment et je suis la personne la plus âgée de l'histoire. My name is Jean Calment, and I am the oldest recorded person in history. I was born in Arles, France in 1875, and I lived until 1997. So I was 122 years old and 164 days old. Now, as soon as the media folks found out how old I was, of course, and where I was from, Providence, France, Provence, the first question, of course, is about longevity. The second question is, did you know Van Gogh? And the short answer is to that, I did meet Van Gogh a few times in my uncle's fabric shop. And you know, he may have been a wonderful artist, but it was my observation of Van Gogh that he was ungracious, disagreeable, and he always reeked of alcohol. So anyway, my friend Dena has called me here back from the grave to share some longevity secrets with you, which she told me she's also going to include in her new book called Aging Like a Fine Fiddle. So I've lived a wonderful life in France, and in the last 20 years, of course, I couldn't see, I couldn't hear, I didn't feel very well, but everything was fine. That's my philosophy. And I rode my bike. I rode my bike until I was 100, at which point I fell off and broke my leg, and then I had to find some new ways to exercise. So I found some gymnastic type exercises, putting on headphones and working my legs and my arms and my body. And I lived on my own until I was 110. On that winter, my pipes froze in the house, and it was a bit of a mess. So I decided I had enough of that and went to the nursing home. So I went into the nursing home at 110, and the nurses said I moved faster than some of the people that were 30 years younger than me. But at that point, I was 4'11" and 99 pounds when I moved into the nursing home at 110. And I kept my daily routine there in the nursing home. I requested they wake me at 6:45 every morning. I sat by the window and said my prayers and thanked God to be alive and for my health. Then I would do my exercise with my earphones and my few exercises that I would do for my arms and my legs. And then I would have breakfast, and my breakfast was coffee and milk and something called rusk, which Dena tells me is like a hard biscuit or a hard bread, rusks. But my diet overall was a little bit of everything, a little bit of meat and fish and vegetables and fruit. And every evening at my evening meal, I finished it with a dessert, a cigarette, and a little bit of port wine every evening until I was 117. Then I had to quit smoking because I couldn't see how to light it. But I even ate chocolate. The media folks get a great kick out of that, but I ate chocolate sometimes. I ate 2.5 pounds of chocolate a week. So I just think I kept in a good balance. I exercised every day. I kept my body healthy. I kept my mind healthy, and I did what I loved. So again, maybe those habits weren't to the approval of others, but you know, the hell with it. I lived to be 122. I must have been doing something right. But I didn't have any significant amount of medications. I think once or twice I had a cough or pneumonia or something and had some medication, but no medications. I stayed healthy and mentally sharp until I died at 122 years old. Died of natural causes. But I'd like to read out, before I do this, Dena told me to talk to you about the cigarettes, right? Because they get a bad rap. Oftentimes it's the chemicals that they put into the tobacco, because nicotine actually, we have nicotinic receptors in our body, just like we have CBD receptors, endocannabinoid receptors. Now, I didn't do any wacky-backy, only the cigarettes and only one a day. But, you know, maybe that somehow helped with the nervous system, the nicotine, the nicotinic receptors. And also with the wine, especially, I just had a little, right? If you overuse something or abuse something, you're going to lose it, like your health. So I would only have one glass, you know, maybe a little half glass of port. But again, the wine in France is processed differently. For one thing, they don't spray. They don't have genetically modified grapes. They don't spray their grapes with pesticides, so it's about greater quality. And Pinot Noir is probably the healthiest wine. Okay, Dena has included a lot of these tips in her book, so if you're interested in, you know, what might not be perceived in the mainstream as, you know, health advice, she has some little tips in the book. But Pinot Noir is not processed as much, and it's high in polyphenols and also in resveratrol, which again have antioxidant properties, and resveratrol is known well for aging and improving the immune system. So anyway, cheers, bonheur et santé. So every night I would have that little glass of wine, and I think it was important to mention those few things about the polyphenol, CBD. So just avoiding the chemicals. Dena and I have talked about that. And she says, you know, if you live well and eat whole foods and just try to avoid the chemicals, the sprays and the pesticides that they put into things and they spray on the food, you live a long, healthy life. So, as Jean Calment, I would like to read out to you some quotes, some famous quotes that I've said. So speaking about physical condition, yes, I see badly, I hear badly, I feel badly sometimes, but I'm fine. Everything's fine. And then my quote on aging. Women, you'll love this, especially the French women. I love French women. Actually, I love French men too, but she said, I only have one wrinkle, and I'm sitting on it. What a sense of humor, right? And which I only have one wrinkle and I'm sitting on it. So again, her idea is about longevity and youthful appearance, because people would often say to her, you know, how did your skin and you look so youthful? What is your secret? Okay, are you ready? Write this down. Her secret was olive oil. She said she had a diet rich in olive oil, and she used olive oil on her skin. So olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, that's not processed, right? Cold pressed, not with the heat that will destroy the natural goodness, let's say, is what Dena suggested. And I often use the olive oil, says Jean Calment. Oh, my French accent, I have to work on that. Coming back from the grave, I'm more English than French. And fame, when she was asked about fame, she says, well, I had to wait 110 years to become famous, so I wanted to enjoy it as long as possible. So she pulled it out for another 10, 15 years, or 12 years, I guess. On stress, her advice on stress. If you can't do anything about it, don't worry about it. Right? If you can, do something. Don't just sit there in your anxiety. But if you can't do anything, why are you going to worry about it? And she had some hardship, right, in her life, as you would, right? If you lived 122 years, you know, she outlived her children and her grandson, and, you know, moving into a nursing home, and her husband's, you know, all her friends and spouses died, and you know. But she says the key to longevity. This is the key. Always keep a smile. She said, I attribute that to be the reason she lived to be 122 years old. And she said, I believe I'll die laughing, and that's part of my program. So most of what Jean Calment has presented, you know, is what we know in our recorded history. And Dena asked me to thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I'd encourage you to download her book, Aging Like a Fine Fiddle. That'll be available in a couple of weeks. And also, you know, she's a bit of a showgirl, that Dena, right? But I love her because she's keeping my memory alive, my legacy, and the love and the laughter in longevity. So thank you, Dena, for inviting me to come here, and thank of all of you. She asked me to finish by saying, reach for the stars, envision and achieve your personal best, and most of all, enjoy the journey. This is Dr. Dena. This is Jean Calment for Dr. Dena signing out.